Do you remember when you made those top priorities, and especially the priority for getting on the slopes and powder skiing and pushing it to the limit? Like, was it an instant thing? Was it a gradual realization where you go like, you know, this is it?
So I remember being on the mountain in New Mexico when I lived there. I think it was the Santa Fe ski area, and I was deep in flow. I spent the day like just skiing really fun tree lines with a little bit of powder. And I remember feeling guilty that I should get off the hill and get home to help my wife do whatever. She hadn't asked me to do anything. I'm just like making up guilt
Yeah.
in my head and feeling bad. And as I was like going up the chairlift, I realized I was like, wait a minute. This is your favorite thing on the planet. And you're in flow doing your favorite thing, and you are gonna lead. Like, what are you doing? That's not the way to arrange priorities. And if you were to talk to your wife about this, she would tell you to stay.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I was like, this is really screwed up. So it was sort of the beginning of starting to like rearrange my priorities based on like their actual real importance in my life. Never mind everything else. And it also, skiing to me is about mental health, right? It allows me to hurling myself down mountains at high speeds, whether I'm on a bike or on skis. That resets my nervous system, gets me into flow, resets my nervous system, and allows me to come back into everything else at maximum. But it's got to be my first priority, because my nervous system gets out of whack and I can't perform my best. Why bother? My attitude is I don't want to go into anything if I can't, give it my all and be at my best. And there's certain things I have to do to be able to do that. One of them is get into flow regularly, and skiing is the best way to do that. So in a sense, I'm prioritizing my mental health above everything else, so I can do everything else. So in my work at the Flow Research Collective, right, when we train people, one of the things that's really great about flow, we talk about peak performance, we talk about how flow amplifies all these various skills. One of the things that goes up is motivation, productivity. And been different studies. McKinsey, the business consultancy, did a 10-year study where they looked at top executives in flow. You want to know how much more productive they are in flow than out of flow. On average, and I always tell people, you guys sort of take this with a grain of salt because it's self-reported, but I will say it's a good study. They spent 10 years data gathering, they went global. On average, it was 500% more productive.
Wow.
The moral here is productivity goes through the roof in flow. So it actually gives you time back later. So making flow and putting yourself into flow the center of your priorities makes the most sense from a peak performance standpoint. And when you do that, there's a bunch of different things that have to shift. And one of the things I always tell people is, whether you're at home or you're at work, you got to have your conversations first. You got to talk to your kids. You got to talk to your spouse. You got to talk to your partner. You got to talk to your boss. You got to talk to your friends. You got to say, this is what I'm doing. This is how it works. This is the biology of it. We know it works. It's, but this is what I need to make that possible. You're going to get more of me back, and you're going to like the version of me that you get back better. But this is what it's going to take.